Welcome gamers, Hazardor here, and today I'm going to give you my final thoughts on The Division now that I've got to end game. I reviewed this game and gave it an 8 out of 10, but now that I've got to end game, my opinions have kind of changed a little bit. Once you hit the end of the game and you basically finish all the main missions, done most of the side missions, played the Dark Zone for a bit, and you basically done all there is to do, it just gets really repetitive and there is nothing else to do in this game. You have to do the same missions again and again, there's nothing different about it, the only thing that's changed is the level of the enemies. They sponge more, do more damage, and that's it. You have to do the same content over and over until, well, you won't be done ever. You just do the same thing again and again with harder enemies each time. And in my opinion, that is really boring. For some of you guys, doing the same thing again and again, getting better loot, you know, dismantling that loot, then getting better loot, getting better weapons, constantly striving to get the best equipment and loot, grinding, killing the same enemies again and again, may sound fun to quite a few people, but to me, that's not my sort of game. And the main missions, once you've done them, you can do them again on challenging difficulty, which to be honest is actually very difficult. You really have to have 4 people in your game, they're gonna have to be maxed out, all be in a party together speaking, using the best weapons to actually defeat the mission, but there's nothing different apart from the level of the enemies, as I've said before. And once you've done the missions a couple of times each, there really is no point in doing them again. You do get daily challenges where there is a specific mission to do, which is on a very hard difficulty, and you get gold weapons, the best sort of weapons in the game, but again, it's the same mission, harder difficulty. It's following the same pattern of do the same thing but a little bit harder. Oh, do you want to do this mission again? Yeah, it's very different, it's a little bit harder this time. No, it's the same mission, same enemies, same environment, same boss, and it really does get boring. Of course you can buy the season pass to get more content, but that content is not actually with us yet. It's probably going to drop in like 3 or 4 months, but by then I imagine a lot of people would have forgot about The Division completely because new games would have came out and they would have just moved on from this game. People who buy the season pass will probably enjoy it. There'll be a lot of different mission variety, I imagine, but as I've said, people will probably forget about this game and not buy the season pass simply because there's not enough to do right now. But I think overall The Division does kind of cater to more casual gamers. I play games loads and I finish a Division rather quickly, but if you're not really into gaming that much and you only like play it 1, maybe 2 hours every day, The Division could be for you. It would take you ages to complete it and you'd probably find it more fulfilling than me personally. Now the Dark Zone is something that I found out was really boring as well. It's supposed to be PvP specific, but nobody goes rogue because the punishment for dying as going rogue is really severe and you lose loads of XP and loads of progression. However, they have patched this since, but still, not many people go rogue in The Division, in the Dark Zone anyway. People use it to loot and grind loads of equipment, and if you look at the E3 trailers, the Dark Zone was supposed to be this area where it was absolute mayhem. People were backstabbing each other, different groups were going head to head, and it was a sort of really chaotic world where you wouldn't find this in any other video game. But the reality is, if you go into the Dark Zone, you'll be running past other people who just completely ignore you because they know nobody's going to go rogue and risk losing loads of XP. In my review, I gave this game an 8 out of 10, but now that I've reached end game, I think it's more of a 6.5 or 7, simply because it gets really repetitive and I've put down the game and moved on to something else. Because it gets so boring after a while, there's no point in playing it honestly. There's no point in playing it after you've hit end game at the moment. Unless you really love grinding for new loot and equipment, I guess this game could be for you. However, the game isn't awful. It may sound like I'm bashing on this game a little bit, but the positive points that I made in my review still stands today. It's just a few more negative points that have sort of brought me down on the sort of expectations of this game a little bit now that I've hit end game. It's a good game, but nothing too great, and nowhere near as good as I expected it to be. But anyway guys, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe for more.